Now let's talk about the theory about human behavior change. The first section of this theory is learning. Okay, before we start talking about learning, let's talk about what all the business executives think. They think that how can I get people to buy my product or services? This is $1 million question, and there are lots of features and factors that affect how we can change the behavior of a user to make them purchase more product or services. Now let's talk about learning. So in most of the cases, learning depends upon imitation reinforcement. What is reinforcement? Reinforcement is when person does something, there's a positive response to that, and people continue to do that action or behavior, and then that person can apply that into complex situation. If we take example of a web product domain, then we can see that we can teach users to do some tasks, small tasks, by repetition, giving examples, and they can continue to do the task and apply the skills learned to do harder tasks. Imitation is basically trying to copy what other people do. Now, there is a theory that human behavior is controlled by three core tenets which interact with each other. First, social imitation reinforcement. Second, personal thought. And thirdly, behavior. So personal thought impacts behavior and behavior impacts social imitation or environment. Social environment impacts our thought and that impacts the behavior. So they all have a cyclic effect. Secondly, cognition. Understanding perception is important part of behavior change. According to state of changes model, there are five main steps regarding the behavior change. One is contemplation, meaning people don't are unaware of any issue or problem in the environment. Second is contemplation. People become aware of problem and they are thinking about a problem. This is called goal setting phase, where they think about the future behavior they want to attain. Second is preparation phase, where they are making plan to achieve the goal. Or this is also called goal pursuit phase, where they are they are making promise to themselves of achieving that future behavior. Action. Action is where people are actually taking steps to achieve that behavior or behavior they are able to demonstrate that future behavior. That's action. Maintenance is a stage where a person can actually maintain that behavior for at least 6 months. So these stages help our processes that moves our understanding from understanding the problem to actually maintaining and understanding the understanding the problem to actually maintaining that behavior for a long period of time. Second theory is randomized variable investment schedule. So for lots of population, For a large section of population, slot machines are very addicting. They are they are addicting for a cause because slot machine disperse or they distribute their reward to the users in a randomized fashion. Randomized rewards are very addicting because when users are exposed to randomized rewards, they are always waiting for they're waiting for a next high, and that is very addicting. So, for example, so if you want to make users to do something, randomized reward system is way to go. Instead of giving consistent reward in each and every step, we have to randomly distribute award so that reward is not expected. Let's take an example of the web domain product. Let's say unless we want to reward the user of completing certain task, then what we do is that we reward the user when they complete certain task. And a way to do that in web product is randomly change the way the product behaves after the user completes certain task, and it has to be random. Fourthly, outside positive reward and mitigate losses. So basically, what it says is that users have to when users start using the main goal of this philosophy is that people any product should extend the positive feelings and minimize the negative positive feelings of social acceptance and minimize the negative feelings of social rejection. Let's take example of tea enthusiast, a social network of tea enthusiast. Here, people make friend requests to each one another. If the friend request is accepted, then it is publicized at the front page. But if the friend request is not accepted or rejected, then it makes user hard to find that rejection. The fifth model is Fox model of change. The Fox model of change depends upon three core tenets: motivation, ability, and triggers. It mainly assumes that people are lazy, and it requires all three core tenets for user to make a behavior change. The first is motivation. It assumes that there are three main types of motivators. One is pain or pleasure, which is immediate. Second is hope or fear, which is a little bit in future. And thirdly is social acceptance. And these are all three potent motivators. Second core tenet is ability. What it says that simpler the behavior or user is better at a behavior, easier to change that behavior. And there are many elements that make ease of behavior change. For example, time, money, physical effort, cognitive effort, social deviance, and routine. And it says that the more difficult the behavior, the less likely the users will accept that behavior or likely to do that behavior. And third is triggers. They are reminders, notes, messages, any stimuli that helps to remind the users. An example of web products, it can be any messages or pop-up messages or reminders, anything. It can be anything on that. And lastly, ABA change model. Here, what it says is that people do behavior to get desired result. People engage in behavior to get desired result or avoid an undesired result. So by carefully observing behavior, we can figure out the causal factor that is causing that behavior. So in the domain of web product, we can change the user behavior of the user by conditioning the product in such a way that motivates the user to act and producing stimuli that forces users to avoid the given behavior. So, so we just talked about the theory of human behavioral change.